Investing in the vMVPDs specifically is still it's still a pretty small portion of the overall universe. When you're buying media, through Bravo or TNT or TBS, for the most part, your ads are being seen on the vMVPDs. So we do have clients that are reaching out and buying those specifically, particularly a lot of our digital first accounts, some whether it's e-commerce or brands like that, and we use that to drive down cost to some degree. You're buying typically similarly to how you would buy a Dish or Direct. You're buying groups of networks. But I think where we see huge opportunity for the vMVPDs, particularly when you think about something like a Dish and a Sling, is where you can supplement your something like an addressable TV buy, and you can use the Sling as a portion or a complement to what you're doing through the traditional through the satellite set-top box. If that makes sense.
So tell us about the kind of categories. I know tune-in is one that's a category we haven't really heard much about. You're very active there. Tell us about
so
that.
we represent a lot of entertainment brands in the marketplace. Scripps and Turner and A&E Networks, and that's a category in terms of driving viewership and tune-in to programs that we've seen a lot of success with addressable TV, because you can really hone in on a specific audience. So who are the viewers of a particular program, and a program like that, you can drill down to that through the set-top box data, deliver a message to that group, and then I think what's been really interesting and what's helped drive some of the growth there for our clients is looking at the results when you can really identify who the target is, see how that target performed when you delivered the message, and then also see how that target performed when you didn't deliver the message. And we've seen that there can be a lift of 20-30% in terms of tune-in, which is obviously a huge lift when you're trying to drive next day ratings.
So the value exchange is clear. It's becoming clearer. What is the attitude of clients that you present this to now?
On the entertainment side, I think it is something that we feel is a pretty integral part of the buy. So it's not, we're beyond kind of trying to extol the virtues of addressable. It's a base part of the plan. Certainly when you get to other categories, other clients, there's still some sell-through, and I think the largest thing is trying to figure out what's the result we're trying to get, who's the target that we're trying to reach, and what do we want them to do. We talk about things like premiums and waste, and I think that we have to dig in and look at the target that we're trying to reach. Is it worth going the addressable route? Is there enough waste there? Is it a specific enough target that we can deliver a message to, or are we okay with kind of the spillover into a larger buy?
So just tell a little bit about targeting and what that means and how you do it, and how broad or how narrow your targets are.
Yeah, I mean, I think it starts with working with the client and working internally with our advanced TV team, Horizon Advanced, where we can identify a target. Then we bring that target through an RFP to the Dishes, the Directs of the world, and identify the best partner in terms of a data provider to deliver that target. And then work with Dish and Direct and the other partners out there like Hulu in terms of pricing. So again, I think it's about identifying the right products and the right targets to use the addressable platform. If it's a big, broad-based platform, there may not be the need to use addressable, but when we can define it, and in terms of going back to the tune-in or the entertainment space, where you can define a very specific audience, those that have watched certain programs, and you can clearly see the results of that advertising, it can be really impactful.
Cool. And how do you use data tools like Experian, Axiom? How does that come into the mix?
Yeah. So once we've determined what our target is, that's where we go and really work with Experian, Axiom, or different data providers out there to identify who's going to deliver the right target set for us, and then work with the content providers, the satellite providers, or the MVPDs to identify how much overlap is there between that target and their specific audience. If I had to identify kind of the major shifts in the landscape and where it's going, I think number one, you've shifted from kind of a live linear TV world, or there is a shift from that live linear TV world to an on-demand world where, you know, you're talking about OTT and mobile specifically. That's where the big growth in video is. And then you've got the prevalence of data. I don't think that there are many advertisers out there who are saying, just give me adults 18 to 49. We're layering on data, whether it's front-end analytics and targeting or back-end advanced analytics. And I think that's where we are now, and I think that's where the world will continue to move, especially as we move into a more of an OTT space where, you know, programming will be delivered digitally.